Hallöchen YouTube, schön, dass ihr wieder mit am Start seid. G hier mit unserem Charakter Willy Morgan. Wir sind in der Bibliothek in Bonetown angekommen. Haben auch schon dieses dicke Buch gefunden. Dass wir noch nicht wirklich wissen, wie wir es frei bekommen. Eigenschaften von Beton. Wir werden mal runtergehen und mit der Bibliothekarin sprechen. Mit der Karin, die gute Karin, die hier an ihrer Schreibmaschine sitzt.
I'm not doing any research in particular right now. If in the future I have to conduct some new research, there are some tomes here that you can't easily find in other libraries.
Okay. Außer vielen, vielen
It's not my
Büchern.
priority right now. For such a small town, there are a lot
Ja,
of books.
das stimmt. Aber hey, die Stadt hat auch hier einen eigenen Freizeitpark, also von daher. So, gut, ich würde sagen, wir fangen an mit einem guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
What happened to Bonetown in the last few years?
The city has always held more allure, at the expense of the small villages, and Bonetown is no exception. All the young people left when they had the chance, leaving the town in its current sorry state. It seems you know our town well, although you're so young.
Ich
Can
habe doch
I
noch gar
ask
nichts
your
erzählt.
name?
Of course. I'm Willy Morgan.
I'm Margaret Teach. But for those who attend the library, I'm just Margaret. Once there was
Hello,
a Morgan
Karin.
here in Bonetown too. Then he left, seeking fortune, and he became famous. But he never stopped coming back to visit Bonetown. I don't think you know him.
You mean Henry Morgan by any chance?
You surprise me, and that doesn't happen often.
The point is, I know him very well. Henry was my father.
I'm sorry, kid, I didn't know.
Don't worry, it's been a while.
10 years ago, right?
How do you know that?
Kid, I'm the librarian. I basically remember everything that is put on paper, and Henry used to come to our library a lot.
Okay.
Do you know anything about his disappearance?
Unfortunately, only what I've read about. One night he was here in Bonetown. The morning after, it's like he vanished into thin air. Not a
Flip.
clue, not a trace. No letters or anything that could have guided the search parties to a solution.
Do you know what he was working on in his final research?
I don't know. He always read a lot, basically all the tomes you can find in here. And sometimes at his request, I had to order books from other cities as well.
Okay.
Do you know if he had enemies, maybe?
Henry? Let's be serious. I think there were very few men as affable as him.
Okay.
Thanks for the
Keine
information.
Feinde.
Don't mention it. If I can be of any more help, just ask.
So, pass auf. Das mit den Regenrinnen will ich
How
wissen.
come all across Bonetown the gutters seem to be new?
They are new. There's been some geological instability in the last few years. We don't know yet if it's due to natural causes or human activity. In any case, the result is that Bonetown no longer has a working water network.
Oh, wow.
And the only way to retrieve some water at a decent cost seems to be this one.
Whose idea was this?
Maybe the only person who really cares about the state of Bonetown, our Mayor Steve Bonnet.
What can you tell me about Steve Bonnet?
He's the only one here doing something to keep Bonetown alive. Without him, our village would be much worse off. I suggest you go visit him. He knows everything about Bonetown. If you need something specific, he'll be able to help you for sure. These days, he lives in the town hall to deal with all the city's problems. But he's always available to everyone.
Thank you. I'll visit him as
Okay.
soon as possible.
Okay, sehr schön. Dann fragen wir mal kurz nach wegen der alten
What's that old
Kiste.
crate upstairs?
It belonged to Charles Teach, a great-great-grandfather of mine. Many years ago, we opened it with the help of a locksmith, but it was empty. Then the key got lost again, and nobody has any interest in it anymore. Maybe the locksmith has a copy of it somewhere. I never feel like throwing it away. It's still a family heirloom after all.
Okay.
I need to consult one of your tomes.
It's always a pleasure when someone wants to benefit from the services offered by our library. What are you looking for?
Nichts, ich sag's doch, nicht besonders berühmte Piratenlieder von Streetfood. Ich sag dir, da sind dauernd diese Heinz auf Monkey Island drin. Es ist unglaublich. Unglaublich. Auch Grog und andere Köstlichkeiten, glaube ich, kommt dabei vor.
Not very famous
Wie
pirate
gut.
songs by Threepwood.
Unfortunately, that's one of the most requested books.
Oh, wow.
There's even a waiting list to consult it.
Grog and Other Delights.
It hasn't been available since 1998, when grog was declared a substance harmful to health, and the book was never reprinted again.
Grog, are you kidding?
It was a short-lived law, abolished immediately afterward to avoid a mass uprising.
Luckily,
Don't get me started. A cup of grog in the morning is like a panacea. But in case it happens again in the future, I've put aside a personal supply.
Na gut.
Properties of Concrete.
Oh, what a surprise! It's not among the more popular in Bonetown. I guess this is the second consultation in more than 10 years.
Doesn't it get the attention it deserves?
Here in Bonetown, people don't read a lot, especially a book like that. I could never have managed to face it either.
Where can I find it?
I guess it's somewhere on the upper floor. You should recognize it easily.
Thank you.
Ja gut, okay, wow. Gefunden habe ich es ja. Super.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Miss Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks.
Oder
I'll keep that in
Karin.
mind.
Perfekt. Okay. Übrigens ist jetzt die Bibliothek auch einzeichnet, genau.
The information I need is written on the card. Better not to disclose it. Don't trust anyone. Maybe what happened at the inn is just a coincidence, but I'd rather not risk it.
Ja, okay.
It's a card for the Bonetown Library. The card belongs to Let's see the last property. What was he? Better go to the library.
Ja gut, wissen wir alles.
I don't want to ruin it. It's
Okay, ja nun, aber wie kommen wir jetzt zu dem Buch? Wie kommen wir zu diesem Buch? Sie hat uns jetzt da nicht weitergeholfen. Für die Truhe müssen wir auf jeden Fall zum Schlosser. Aber wie komme ich zu diesem Buch? Er räumt es ja nicht ab.
how? Should I? There's no time.
Ja, sollst du,
On this
Mann.
desk, there are books of every kind.
Da ist auch sonst nichts. Und ich habe meiner Meinung nach auch nichts einstecken, was mir hier gerade helfen könnte. Okay, dann schauen wir uns mal weiter noch um in der Stadt. Vielleicht finden wir noch etwas, wie wir dieses Buch dann frei bekommen. Sprengen oder so wäre vielleicht eine Option. Wir gehen einmal weiter. Beim Sprengen würde ich uns sehen. Oh, ein Hühnchen, ein Hahn. Schild zum Museum, Fässer. Menükarte, One-Eyed Jack, Restaurant. Cool. Tagesmenü, okay.
I don't think that dragging this barrel of over 100 liters would benefit me a lot.
Wahrscheinlich
They're
nicht.
barrels filled with water. Better not ruin it. I need it for when.
Den Brief vielleicht?
I don't want to ruin it.
Vielleicht ist eine geheime Nachricht drunter.
It wouldn't be nice if I took the only street sign for the local museum. I have a strong feeling that if I did it, I'd put the entire town economy
So,
in danger.
ich sollte
And
aufhören,
Bonetown
alles
doesn't
nehmen
seem
zu wollen.
Like it's experiencing its golden age. It says to follow the arrow to access the museum. I didn't know that Bonetown had a museum too, especially a museum in this obscure alley.
Geil sind halt echt diese ganzen neuen Regenrinnen. Die sind halt echt cool.
I
Ne?
understand that copper has become precious, but I don't think it'd go unnoticed. It looks like it was installed recently. One-Eyed Jack Restaurant. The name is catchy, the sign much less so. I don't know
Restaurant.
what's worse, the chicken wings used as bones at the sides of the skull, or the general state of the sign. Everything here is going to the dogs. I wonder what happened to the city. It wasn't always like this. One-Eyed Jack Restaurant. The name is catchy, the sign much less so. I don't know I wonder what... It's like an ancient in poor condition. Touching it would surely mean damaging it, even though time has already done its part.
Okay.
Menu of the day. Chicken, or chicken and salad, or chicken, salad, and cheese. For
Wow.
drinks, there's only grog. I don't need it. If I had to guess, there are more than 100 chicken dishes. I may be wrong, but I think the owner specializes in cooking chicken
Ja.
every possible way.
Ja, so sehe ich das nämlich
I
auch.
don't see how the complete menu of the One-Eyed Jack would help me. I don't think
Okay.
there are any books here. Even if it's battered, I think I can make out the word restaurant. It's not time to enter there yet. I
Aha.
need to use the clue left by my dad first.
Okay. Gut, er sagt, ich will da gar nicht rein, weil ich muss zuerst was anderes erledigen. Okay, interessant. Also
It's
Wagenheber.
the sign for a museum.
Ah.
Some stuff there is to see. It's not specified on the sign. I can't see the opening time either. Dark alley, ambiguous sign, no opening time for the public, and an old open door. I like it.
Okay, ein Offroad-Wagenheber. Damit können wir den Tisch
I
anheben,
don't
um
know
zum
how,
Buch zu
but I
kommen.
hope it might come in handy.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Damit können wir den Tisch anheben. Der macht hoch genug. So, da haben wir eine Schiffsschraube. Okay.
At first glance, it appears to weigh over 100 kilos.
Ja, macht doch nichts.
Surely working out in the gym made me stronger, but I don't think it performed any miracles. It seems like the propeller of an old vessel. There's also some writing. Flying Dutchman. I don't think
Flying
it's that
Dutchman.
Flying Dutchman.
Wie gut. Wie gut. Okay, ansonsten können wir jetzt nur ins Museum rein. Mal schauen, ob er reingeht. Bin mir
There's a
nicht
sign
sicher.
with the word museum, which rules
Ah,
out
ja.
the possibility that it's
Selbiges.
a library. I'll go back there later. Now I have to find a way to obtain the volume properties
Ja,
of
das
concrete from the library.
ist mir schon klar. Okay, okay. Also ich darf mich gar nicht woanders umschauen. Ich muss meine Mission zuerst erfüllen. Vorher ist mir gar nicht gestattet, hier groß irgendwo rumzulatschen. Ja nun, okay. Aber wir haben, was wir brauchen, um das Buch hier frei zu bekommen.
Let's try. It worked. Check out what we have here.
Seltsame Art und Weise hier von der Verwendung dieses Wagenhebers, aber ich lasse es mal so stehen. So, dieses Buch ist kein Buch, sondern, oder war ein Buch, aber da ist etwas
Let's see what it is.
rausgeschnitten. Und, hä?
It's another letter from my father. It's dated July 22nd, 2008. Earlier than the other one.
Oh.
There's also a piece of paper that seems more ancient, but I can't figure out what it is. Better take a look right now. If Dad did all this so that I'd find it, there must be something important.
Absolut. Okay, 22. Juli 2008. Ich hoffe, dass du es bist, Willi, der diesen Brief liest. Ansonsten wären meine Bemühungen umsonst gewesen. Meine letzten Nachforschungen haben bestätigt, dass Captain Kidd und seine Mannschaft einen großen Schatz gefunden haben. Ich weiß nicht, wo sie ihn versteckt haben, aber sie haben eine Karte gezeichnet, die unter den Mitgliedern der Mannschaft aufgeteilt wurde. Vor seiner Hinrichtung hatte Kidd dieses Stück der Karte in seiner Zelle. Ich habe es noch intakt finden können. Das bedeutet, dass die Karte nie wieder zusammengesetzt wurde und der Schatz noch irgendwo vergessen liegt. Du findest dieses Stück der Karte zusammen mit diesem Brief. Es ist natürlich ohne die anderen Teile nutzlos. Meine Nachforschungen sind die anderen Mitglieder nach Bonetown geflüchtet und haben dort auf die Rückkehr ihres Kapitäns gewartet. Nachdem ich jahrelang in jedem Buch aus dieser Zeit gestöbert habe, entdeckte ich nun endlich die Liste der Mannschaft. Edward Drake, Charles Teach, John Roger, Tom Riley, keine Ahnung, Chris Avery, Rock Lafitte, Walter Fly und Eddie Bellany. Finde die vielen Teile und erreiche den Schatz, bevor es ein anderer tut. Mehr kann ich nicht sagen, du hast wenig Zeit. Ich fühle mich verfolgt. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir uns je wiedersehen. In Liebe, dein Vater Henry. Okay, Schatzkarte ist unterstrichen. Der Schatz noch irgendwo vergessen liegt. Natürlich ohne die anderen Teile nutzlos. Bonetown und dann die Namen. Okay. Also wir haben eine Liste von all den Leuten, die ein Kartenstück haben müssen. Das sind nicht wenige, nämlich
Now
8
I
Stück.
understand what the piece of paper was that I found with the letter. Dad always performed great feats, but I never imagined he was looking for Kid's treasure. It has always been said that it was basically a legend. I don't remember the complete story exactly, but maybe the librarian can help me. And I have a list of names. Better start asking information of the townsfolk, without attracting too much attention. I don't need my father's old library card anymore. Even if someone found it, it would be useless. I have the letter and the piece of map belonging to my dad.
Okay. Gut. Gut. Das ist der Brief und
It's
das
a
ist
piece
das...
of the map belonging to Captain Kidd, but I can't do anything with it if I don't find all the
Ja.
other 8 pieces as well.
Okay, gut. Perfekt. Das heißt, wir sollen die Bibliothekarin nochmal ansprechen. Irre ich mich oder sagten Sie, Ihr Name sei Margaret Teach?
Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name is Margaret Teach?
That's correct.
Do you know a man named Charles Teach?
Your question surprises me. How do you know my great-great-grandfather?
I'm doing some research on the genealogy of Bonetown, and I stumbled upon the Teach family.
Yes, it's been several generations now since the Teaches settled in Bonetown.
What can you tell me about Charles Teach in particular?
He was the one who brought the name Teach here to Bonetown. but of his past, little is known. My great-grandma told me that he was a former fisherman with a knack for books. This library is a donation he made to the city of Bonetown just before he died. After he arrived here in Bonetown, he devoted himself exclusively to reading, and many of these books were bought directly by him. He had so many of them that he basically founded the town library, which then became the family business for the following generations, too.
And he didn't leave anything else apart from the books?
All he left is stored on the upper floor, but it's mostly junk. The real treasure was his books. There's also an old crate without a key, but it looks
Sie scheint.
empty.
Aber ich bin mir sicher, sie ist nicht leer. Ich bin mir sicher mit dem Schlüssel, dass wir dort irgendwo noch dieses Kartenstück finden.
Do you by any chance know the story of Captain William Kidd?
Sure, it is mostly a legend. In the golden era of piracy, Kidd stood out for his endeavors, if you could call them that.
The endeavors of a pirate aren't exactly heroic most of the time.
Anyway, his ship, the Adventure Galley, was supposedly filled with treasures when it suddenly disappeared. A few years later, in 1701, Kidd was captured and executed, but his ship and the crew were never found.
What do you think happened?
What always happened at that time? Kidd and his crew squandered all the loot, and to cover their tracks, they sold or even burned the ship. After this story, Kidd became legendary.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific...
Thanks.
Ja, ja.
I'll keep that.
Okay. Okay. Alles klar. Wir wissen Bescheid. Wir brauchen auf jeden Fall den Schlüssel zu der Truhe. Oh! Oh, wir werden beobachtet.
Very strange. I have the feeling I'm being watched. Better be careful. You never know what can happen in Bonetown.
Oh ja, das sehe ich genauso. Strange. Sehr, sehr strange. Ja, die wissen natürlich, warum ich hier bin. Ich glaube, dass die wissen, warum ich hier bin und dementsprechend auch natürlich die ganze Zeit uns verfolgen werden. Aha, der Restaurantbesitzer. Ein Tisch. Das sieht auch aus. Das sieht genauso aus wie dieses Restaurant am Strand. Ich weiß jetzt gerade die Insel nicht. In Monkey Island, im dritten Teil. Ich glaube, der dritte Teil war es. Genau so sieht es hier aus tatsächlich. Mit dem El Fuego Dingsbums, Dingsbums, mit dem, nicht Fuego, mit dem, ja, mit dem Huhn, ihr wisst schon. Krass, geil, finde ich gut. Vorhängeschloss, Glasbehälter. Wir ignorieren den Mann mal.
I can't open this case without the right key. The lock seems to be tamper-proof.
Da ist ein Glückskeks auf jeden Fall
Glass case
drinnen.
equipped with a lock. It seems there is a sort of fortune cookie inside it.
Ja,
It's a very strong lock. I don't think it can be opened so easily. I need the key.
nimm du die Nagelfeile.
I don't think fixing my nails would improve the outcome of my visit to Bonetown.
Okay. Okay, gut.
It would be better to ask the owner before taking a seat. It's a table.
Ja. Guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the one-eyed Jack of the Bellamy family.
Bellamy. Okay.
Are you a great-grandson of Eddie Bellamy?
Absolutely, kid. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was the best cook of the 7 seas. He was the one who founded the first one-eyed Jack, and since then, we've come a long way.
Do you mean that you've expanded all over the world?
Absolutely not. Bonetown has always been the one and only place where you can taste one of our delicacies.
Do you mean that you've introduced new original recipes?
Oh, absolutely not. Nobody can improve Grandfather Eddie's recipes. A distant cousin tried to do that, starting his own company, the
Oh, wow.
something. But I haven't heard about it since, so I don't think we had our luck.
Surely not your luck, yeah. I don't get it, but it's okay anyway.
Okay.
What's inside that case? It seems like some kind of fortune cookie.
Kid.
Ach, nicht.
That is not a fortune cookie. It's the fortune cookie. The first
Aha.
and most inimitable pastry needed by the skilled hands of Eddie Bellamy and passed down for generations. waiting for the chosen one to come and taste it.
All these years, nobody was able to earn the right?
Absolutely not. That is the original cookie. Never has another one been baked.
How can you recognize the chosen one?
That'll be the only one who can pass the test.
What test?
The menu, kid. The menu. Only the worthy will listen to the entire menu without blinking an eye. And at that point, he'll have earned the cookie, along with honor and fame.
Very epic. Where does the test take place?
At the table. When you feel ready, take your seat, and we'll see if you might be the chosen one. But don't get your hopes up. We're extremely selective.
Okay, also in diesem Glückscase ist doch safe das Kartenteil drin. Ganz bestimmt. Ganz bestimmt. Wir werden uns diesem Test natürlich gleich dann stellen.
I've seen that all through Bonetown there are new gutters.
Yes. The mayor decided to invest the city's money that way. It's not a bad idea. By channeling the rainwater, the city will ensure some drinkable water.
The mayor?
Yes, Steve Bonnet. He's the man who's been taking care of the city for countless years. Luckily, he's in charge, or Bonetown would already be a ghost city.
I glimpsed the menu outside the club. What's your specialty?
Chicken, kid. Delicious, free-range chicken.
Only chicken?
Absolutely, kid. Chicken is our main ingredient. Healthy, genuine, and it's not fattening, so you can eat as much as you want. We Bellamys have invented more than 100 recipes to serve it with.
A diverse menu, then. How's business going?
Money is not important to the Bellamys. Our forefather, Eddie Bellamy, left us a little nest egg to pursue our family mission.
And what would that be?
Find the chosen one.
Okay, gut, dann
I see
checken
there's
wir
a free
das mal ab.
table. Can I take a seat?
It depends.
On what?
That table is reserved for those who want to test themselves.
Can you explain better?
Our family, the Bellamys, have always looked for the chosen one. And this
Ja.
table can reveal if a person is that or not.
Ja, will ich doch.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thanks to you, and enjoy your stay in Bonetown.
Kann ich mir jetzt den Test nicht stellen? Doch, ne?
I see you want
Ja,
to prove
gut.
yourself. When you're ready, call me. I'll be right there.
Bin schon gespannt, was wir da wieder dann machen müssen, um uns unsere Augen offen zu halten. Wir haben hier jetzt eigentlich nichts mit, was uns hier hilft. Ich sehe uns da schon mit so einer Brille, wo man nicht sieht, dass die Augen zu sind. Irgend sowas.
I feel ready.
Very well.
Aber wir
I'm
versuchen es
coming.
mal einfach so.
Let's begin the test. We'll soon know if you're the chosen one or just another common person. Our menu includes
Würde uns auch im
mushroom
Freizeitpark
chicken,
sehen.
algae chicken, egg chicken, spicy chicken, sweet corn chicken, pepper chicken, olive chicken, chicken and vinegar, blah blah, chicken, blah
Oh
blah,
nein!
blah, free range, blah 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 blah, herb crusted, blah blah blah.
Ach Mann.
Kid, hey kid, the test is over.
Ach, Willi.
I'm sorry. I thought you were different from the others. For now, you're not the chosen one.
And yet I was sure I'd be the one.
Okay, aber gut. Ich habe so ein Gefühl, dass wir eventuell im Freizeitpark vielleicht so eine lustige Brille finden könnten. Ihr wisst schon, ihr kennt doch diese Brillen bestimmt. Wo so aufdruckte Augen drauf sind. Genau damit würde ich uns nämlich sehen. Man hat auch die Zeit, man setzt sie hin, man kann dann noch mit dem Inventar interagieren. Also genau sowas würde ich da sehen tatsächlich. Und dann kommen wir auch an das Glückskeks und somit dann auch wieder an den nächsten Teil. Jetzt gehen wir mal ins Museum, schauen, was uns dort erwartet. Aha, verdächtiger Charakter. Mhm. Ein Buch, eine Buchpyramide, eine Tafel. Da standen Preise drauf, da ist jetzt for free. Das finde ich gut, da greifen wir gleich mal
There's
zu.
something written. Free. Maybe it will come in handy.
Oh,
Go ahead and take it. It will open both your heart and your mind. Some stickers to support Tom Rayleigh's cause are
Raleigh.
included as well. We also need your help to make this artist known.
Thanks. Prisons, the story of Tom Rayleigh. Now I know why this book is free. It seems more like a series of rambling stories instead of a serious biography. Maybe there's just one bit of plausible information. Here it says that Tom Rayleigh's past is dark. He was repeatedly put in prison in Bonetown for being drunk and disorderly. The stickers are nice, but the book is useless to me.
An wen erinnert mich denn der verdächtige Charakter? Tom Rayleigh, Tom Rayleigh.
I'd
was
rather
ist-
put this book back in its place. Probably someone else will find it more interesting.
Nein!
Hmm.
Okay. Aber
There's
die
stickers
Aufkleber.
bearing the words Tom Rayleigh. The museum curator wants to do something to clear Rayleigh's name. According to the book's author, Rayleigh was repeatedly
Ja, okay. Alles gut. Okay. An wen erinnert mich der verdächtige Charakter? Könnte jetzt natürlich sagen an von Tim und Struppi, aber bin mir nicht sicher. Also Umschlag. Eine große Statue. Ein Gemälde. Okay.
I'd say it's scary.
It's my handiwork. It seemed to me that the subject respected all the classical canons.
Maybe they're not the same canons I studied at school. I already have a memory that may never be erased from my mind. I don't think I'll need that too.
Oh, der
It's
ist
one of the
lästig.
few pieces left by Tom Rayleigh. Ancient sources said that he was a prodigy in cartography drawing, but everything has been lost.
I understand.
Okay.
It's part of the museum exhibition. Better leave it where it is.
Warum habe ich so das Gefühl, dass in diesem Umschlag auch das drinnen ist, was wir suchen? Und dass wir den nicht bekommen?
There's something written on it. For the heirs of Tom Rayleigh.
What do you think you're doing? Have you seen what is written on the envelope? It's the property of Tom Rayleigh's heirs.
But I'm one of his great-grandsons.
I'm a researcher, as well as a capable artist. Bring me concrete proof and you can have the envelope. Until then, the envelope will remain museum property.
Aha. Brief aus der Bibliothek. Schade, jetzt hätte ich den Auswählen noch gehabt. Dann hätte ich gerne den Aufkleber draufgeklebt und wir wären schon safe gewesen. Das hätte tausendfach
I don't think
gelangt.
sticking them there. I don't think sticking.
Mist. Einfach Mist. Okay, werden wir aber auch nur eine Option finden. Da bin ich mir fast sicher. Okay, dann quatschen wir mit ihm noch. Schauen wir mal, wer er ist.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I do something for you? I am very busy and I'd hate to lose time.
Okay.
Are you the museum janitor?
No. I'm the curator, as well as the only artist in Bone Town.
Remarkable. Busy doing what?
Oh, I don't think you'd understand. You don't look like you have an open mind like us artists.
Please, I'm very curious.
Oh,
No.
frech.
Come on, share it with me.
No.
Oh, Mann.
Okay, I don't think it was that important anyway.
Not important. Are you kidding me? My research is,
Ja.
of vital importance for Bone Town and its
Ja.
history.
Research for peace of mind?
Funny.
Finding himself?
No.
What kind of research?
I'm trying to clear the name of one of the most controversial figures of Bone Town.
Who are we talking about?
Tom Rayleigh. He spent almost his whole life in here.
Was he a researcher too?
No. This was a prison once. They say that Rayleigh, because of his alcohol problems, spent most of his sober time in here.
In every town, there's a drunkard.
No. Tom wasn't a drunkard. His artistic life was very troubled. My research proved that.
Have you already done other research on Rayleigh?
Yes. You can find everything about it in the book I wrote on Rayleigh. You can take a copy if you like.
Already done. Very illuminating.
Really? What passage
Oh, wow.
impressed you most?
Practically everything about Tom?
You're already calling Tom. I transmitted empathy.
Genau.
So I've done a good job with the book.
Just what I meant. How come you're so obsessed with Tom Rayleigh?
It's not that I'm obsessed. Tom Rayleigh was an artist, just like me. Some of the objects in here are his works. But, as with all misunderstood geniuses,
So geht's mir
he
auch,
had a
das kenne ich.
devil inside. Some people claim that in the midst of a drunken stupor, he could produce his best works. But once he was sober, he destroyed those works because he deemed them not to have been done by him. And I, being a misunderstood genius myself, now want to clear his image.
If you say so. And how do you think you can do that?
I'm trying to recover all the works left by the master. And in the meantime, I'm tracing Rayleigh's great-grandsons by delivering the only thing he left here in Bone Town.
Dafür, dass keine Zeit nicht hat und gar nicht gern quatscht, quatscht er ganz schön viel, der Typ.
His dignity?
No.
Money?
An artist with money? I don't think that's possible.
A toothbrush?
Don't joke about that. We artists are not interested in personal care.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm talking about that envelope.
What are the contents of the envelope?
I don't know. It's an official document classified by the police and kept here in the museum. It says for Rayleigh's heirs. I can't open it. It would go against my artist code of ethics.
And probably against some laws as well.
Yes. I'm looking for Rayleigh's heirs to deliver it. So I might know what happened to Rayleigh once he left Bone Town too.
Okay, gut.
Yes.
Dann schauen wir mal. Das heißt, hier müssen wir sie irgendwie als einer von seinen Nachfahren von Tom Rayleigh ausgeben, um an diesen Umschlag zu kommen. Das werden wir auch hinbringen. Schauen wir uns gemeinsam an in den weiteren Folgen. Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen. Ich freue mich riesig, dass ihr mit am Start seid. In den Point-and-Clicks, das sind ja ganz, ganz meine Dinge. Und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns auch in der nächsten Folge bei und mit Willy Morgan. Bis dorthin wünsche ich euch was. Alles Liebe, alles Gute. Tschüssi und ciao, ciao.